Hi everyone, and welcome to 4 Top 3s. Hey, I'm V.
Hi, V.
Hi, V.
I'm Aethor.
Hi, Aethor.
Hello, Aethor.
I'm Cassian.
Hi, Catherine.
Hey.
Hi.
I'm Neil.
Hi,
Hello,
Neil.
Neil.
Hi.
Welcome. We're back. Back for season 4, the sellout season, episode 2. Yes, it's the sellout season, remember? The one with the video. It's a
And the one with the ads
sellout.
right now. Hey, ads, yay.
Whoa. Start
I
skipping.
don't know if I'll jokingly actually put an ad in here. I might actually do that. So for those of you on video and ad-free, you're welcome. But yeah, so we're back again, and we decided that since Aethel was our victim for the last episode, that Kessa got to choose what this one was. So
Hi.
what did you decide the episode was going to be, Kessa?
Favorite moments from school. And this time, not the school trips. No bummers. No bummers.
More importantly, no bummers.
No bummers.
I make no
Yeah.
promises. I'll do my best, but I make no promises.
Yeah, this was difficult. I had to fudge some of my college shit into here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, do you consider college not part of school?
No. So,
Okay.
school is, for me, the mandatory shit. So, you legally had to go to school until you were 16 in the UK when I was at school. It's now changed to 18.
Okay.
But yeah, between, 5 years old and 16, I consider school. Anything else is like college or university. So,
Everything
yeah,
past
I-
there is higher education. Thank you very much.
It is higher education. You're correct. Absolutely nailing it, Aethel. Thank you for understanding my country.
I'll try to put on a bigger, thicker mockery voice next time so you get the point.
Yes, please. You need to mock harder if you want me to acknowledge your mockery. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Everyone's definition of school is slightly different, I guess, but we'll figure it out, and the council of the rest of us will decide whether it's a legit school or not.
It's a legit school.
Hey, my high school doesn't even exist anymore. The building has literally been knocked down, and they've changed the name.
Honestly, my school doesn't exist anymore either.
Yeah.
One of them that I went to.
The rest of Europe is wild. Iceland hasn't changed in a century.
You have 2 schools, Aethel.
Yes, I have 2 schools, and there's going to stay 2 schools.
These damn liberals and their extra schools. All right, Hester, since you're the one who picked this topic, I feel that you should start.
Yeah. So I used to go to an art school, quote unquote. It wasn't actually art school. It was more of a school where you learned crafting, different artsy crafts. As an example, goldsmithy, paper mache printing, screen printing, stuff like that. And the school was kind of divided into. I'm going to be talking about the school a lot because it was for me my quote unquote awakening of hey, school can actually be fun, and these are my people. It was the first class where I actually met people that I liked to work with and collaborated with, and the school system was kind of set up in a way that we had 5 weeks of school, 5 weeks of internship, and the internship was divided into an internal internship in the school where we did crafts outside of class, and the external one was where we went to a company and worked there for 5 weeks. And we did we alternated between those 5 weeks until the year was over. And unfortunately, I failed that class at the halfway point. So I only did half that school with that class that I was in. But in that half year, we got so much shit done. And one of those things that we did during that time, during the internship that we did, where we were in school doing crafts, was cut a video. Which was part of the assignment. We were given all the tools for cutting a video. It was a really old system where you had a box where you were doing the cutting on. It wasn't like nowadays where you just have Premiere Pro or whatever on your computer. You had a box. It was called Casablanca, and you had to plug in the camcorder and record whatever files, whatever video part you wanted to work onto the box. It was a whole thing, but like we got like the cameras, we got the box to cut it, like we got everything, and we were basically left alone to do our stuff. And we spent the entire 5 weeks block working on this video, and it was called Winter Breeze. We had very artsy people in our class, and we had there were the people I was in class with at the time were like people that were also in my row in classes. So we already knew each other. We got along like really fucking well. We had like our own internal group, and we were all on this, like we were sharing one brain cell basically. And it was the first time that happened to me, that I was like with my crowd. So we really like gave our all and poured our all into this one video we did. And it was basically a story about like how like we had that one goth girl in our group, Nee, who was always like being really like playfully grumpy about summer, and we decided to make a video about her because she would be one of the actors, and she would be very mad that summer was there. And then we had one person like play the role of Summer, and who we basically was one girl who we wrapped in like we had like a lot of very cheap props to work with, so we just wrapped her in a bed sheet and gave her like a little cutout of a sun, and she was like, that was the impersonation of the summer, and she was just running around with that little cutout of the sun, and she's like, "Hi, I'm Summer," and just like being all happy and stuff. And the story was that the goth girl saw Summer in full sun or whatever, it's full blaze, and she said, "I hate summer," goes into the basement and draws a summoning circle, summons winter to kill summer. And we did all that with like extremely cheap props in a what's it called, a misty machine, I think it's called.
Yeah, like a mist machine or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
mist machine, like a thing that just blows mist. And we had like this entire like it was, I don't remember if it was a prop room or it was the camera room, like where you would go into develop the films or whatever. We just had this dark room that we just filled with like all this occult stuff, and had one guy just dressed like, who was like dressed like death, but he, instead of a scythe, he had like a pickaxe, because again, cheap props.
The Timu version of death.
Yeah. Yeah, we had Timu Death, and he would just, he literally also had like a death mask or whatever. I don't remember where we got that from, but like his task was to go out and kill Summer, and we just had like a metal track playing underneath everything, and like he just went out there, went up to Summer, slashed her once with his pickaxe, and then Summer was dead.
What? No, you do like an incredibly unnecessarily choreographed fight scene. What is this?
We had time limits, like in how long our film could be and how much we could actually do, because like this filming system was so incredibly old that we could only do like a couple of takes and then cut them together.
5.
Wow.
But yeah, this was for me. That was the first time actually collaborating with someone on a creative project, and that was like my peak. I think that's where I peaked. I have not come down from there ever since.
Well, you failed the class, so
I failed the class because of one thing that artists can't do: math.
Why were you being asked to do maths in filmmaking school?
Exactly. No, not in filmmaking. No, it was the art class. Like the school system was divided into like school stuff where we had like German, English, math, and like a couple of artsy classes where we just did like you know still paintings or whatever, or like yeah, and like different art techniques. And then we had like a 5-week block where we did other crafts. Mm-hmm. One of them was video, one of them was photography, one of them was digital, screen printing and offset printing. And then we also had like paper mache and woodworking and stuff like that. Like we did like a whole lot of everything. So as a creative person, you could like really experience all the artsy stuff, and do a project in that topic for a period of time, and then decide later on if that's something for you to maybe pursue in the future. Like in the external part of our class, where we actually worked in a company, there were actually metal workers, like gold metal smithies, people who restored old Renaissance buildings, like the frescoes or whatever the fuck they're called, those detail thingies. We had like a whole bunch of companies that actually collaborated with our school and just took interns for 5 weeks.
I never did like any artsy stuff in school other than just like, painting and drawing, whatever.
Yeah.
And fashion.
No, I wasn't allowed to do that, remember? I was. Hey, you said no bummers. Don't bring it up. But I did like a dumb like little home movie with my friends, like way young, like 5th grade. We're like talking like 12, 13 years old or whatever, where we did like a little zombie movie based on Resident Evil 2 on the PlayStation. It was terrible. We weren't allowed to rewind the tape, so we had to do everything in one take.
Yeah, that was kind of similar for us. Like we had to take two like very, very short takes. We could do maybe 2 retakes, but we were limited by the amount of space that was on the physical camera and how much we could like if we wanted to change what the cutting, we had to replay it on the camcorder and basically record it on the Casablanca machine. And that's how you edit the cuts. You didn't have like a bunch of files that you could just push around if you wanted to. You had to actually go into the camcorder and play the part you wanted to record.
It's wild how bad that's.
It was so fucking old.
And that's still digital? Or
it was semi-digital. Like the files were like at the end we didn't have like an analog thingy like a
magnetic
like
tape
film
thingy.
or something. Yeah, it wasn't a tape. But it was like kind of the after analog went out of fashion and people went over to digital, but it was like the first the first devices they made for that kind of
the
thing.
The awkward teenage years of digital where it was still shockingly shit.
An attempt was made.
Yeah. We also had like, as I mentioned, we had these blocks of 5 weeks between schools and internships, and then 5 weeks of school again, and then 5 more weeks of like the internship. And then after that was like half a year. And then after the break, everyone who was in the internship in the school would then shift over to a company outside of the school. And we only had 5 weeks to do the video because we only had one camcorder. So after in the second block where we're doing the internship, the other group got to use the camcorder.
Oh.
So we were limited by resources. And that school unfortunately doesn't exist anymore, which is really a bummer because they actually told us when we were doing our final assignment, like we had to paint a still life thingy. And they said after 10 years we could pick it up. The school disbanded before those 10 years were over and they just trashed all our things.
Oh, what?
That's brutal.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like all my friends that I'm still in contact with from school are from that class, and they were so mad about it. They were like, "I want my art piece back."
You motherfuckers! Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad. Hey, see, this is why I'm such a like document and like garbage hoarder. It's why I get upset when I see like garbage trucks drive up to a building and they just dump like an entire office of stuff in there. I'm just like, there's definitely somebody's just like passion project of the year in there just being thrown away.
Yeah.
Like that's bullshit, man.
Yeah.
Did you see anybody else's thing? I'm imagining there were some very what's the word I'm looking for? Creative.
Artistic.
Yes, artistic and creative things.
For the video, I don't remember actually because we were like naturally these groups formed of the people that were in that one internship block and they didn't we didn't really have much contact with the other ones. Well, did have during the school blocks, but they were a different kind of group that we didn't really interact with because they weren't like, our people. They weren't like on the same wavelength. Like even in our classes, we were kind of divided because like we were seated in 4 rows and we were the last 2 rows, or like maybe 5 rows. I don't remember, but we were the last 2 rows. And the other people at the front, they were constantly talking with the teachers, and it kind of created a wall between us and the teachers. So we were just doing our own thing back there because most of the time we were doing still paintings anyway. So it was just us having a conversation with each other. But in the internship, we did other creative things together. I'll talk about it later. But like the one thing that really stood out to me was like the film, because that was creative work I've never done with other people before. I've never been with creatives before that I really clicked with.
Yeah.
And like we still bring up moments from that video or like of the backstage now and then, like if we're talking to each other. And I, at some point, I made a little comic about our class, and it referenced a lot of the happenings in that comic, in that video that we made.
I'm guessing there's no copy of that video anywhere.
It actually does exist. I still have it.
What?
Yeah. And it's
you know what I'm about to demand, right?
Yeah, I can send it probably. I searched for it the other day, and I know it's on my computer somewhere.
We want all 12 megabytes.
I would like every individual pixel, please.
Well, I'm not on there. It's just knee and death.
Well, we love Nee, and we will, I'm sure, going to love Death with his Timu scythe. That's awesome. I genuinely thought you were going to say, nope, we don't have the video for that either. That's wild.
I think I'm one of the only person that still has it.
Is that one of the things the schools wanted to store for you? That one was like, no, take that home. Take that home.
No, that you can keep that one.
We're not putting that in the fridge.
Holy shit.
I feel like you're probably going to bring up more of your internships.
Yeah, not the internships, but I had to really scrape for things we did in the other schools because I only have memory of that one class that I spent like 6 months with.
Your education system sounds absolutely wild. Like the idea that you spend like 5 weeks doing like a creative, then 5 weeks out at like,
that was only that one school, and I didn't know that existed until I was in it.
Yeah. That's just what, and it also sounds incredibly practical.
Yeah.
Like, because there's like so much you can learn, like there's only so much you can learn at school, right? So there's only so much like practical skills. Like you can learn everything you want to learn about jewelry making, goldsmithing, whatever you want to call it. You can learn a lot about that, but until you do it, you don't know it. It sounds so much wildly more practical at your school.
Yeah, there are many people who did those internships and they learned that this job was not for them, or that this job was absolutely something for them, and like that's not something you get like from just being in school and doing like most people who do like 1 week internships are like, they are trying desperately to get an internship and they're not getting it because all the jobs are like, nah, we're not taking person for 1 week. They're just not practical for us. Like I know that we're not doing, like my boss is always like, when we get calls, my boss is like, nah, not for 1 week.
Yeah, that's our like. So when we're in like when we're like 16, I think it is, or 15 or 16, we have 1 week work experience, and you have to leave the school and you have to go do work experience, and you usually have to ask your parents to go work at their place or something.
Yeah,
and a week isn't enough to know whether you really like a job, but also because you're 15 or 16 when we go to do it, you're not old enough to be trusted with any of the goddamn jobs anyway.
Yeah,
it's like you are a genuine burden. Although to be fair, I did my work experience in a school because I was like, maybe teaching, like I kind of like teaching other people maths, and then I realized I don't enjoy children. I really hate them. I really don't. I enjoy teaching people who want to learn, and they are not children. They generally tend to be much older. So I was like, teaching is not for me, baby.
Yeah. Also, like most people who do internships, they're usually ending up in like companies of family members, of friends of the family. Like they're usually doing like, at least the child is somewhere, you know, put them somewhere for a week. And it's usually like a dumb office job or something where they just brew coffee for a week. It's like, that's not going to teach them shit.
When I did the school thing, we did like I was in a like teaching a younger class, and we were learning about the Tudors, and we were building little houses, little Tudor houses, like all the wooden exteriors and stuff like that. And because I was older, I got trusted with the Stanley knife, but the housing on the Stanley knife I had broke, and none of the teachers were listening to me when I said it was broken. So I got a piece of wood and I got some duct tape, and I duct taped the blade to the end of this piece of wood like a hunting knife, like you would go spearfishing with. And a teacher finally caught me with this like a day and a half after I was using it. And they were like, let's get you a real knife. I'm like, I've been asking for a day and you're taking out now my favorite knife. This is hilarious.
I made this. Do not take it away from me.
I made this. This functions for me and the children I'm working with, and they think it's fine.
Oh, wait, there were children there? No, take that away from me.
Oh, yeah, they were like 10. Goddamn. All right, Neil, you're up next.
I can't remember in what thing it was that we do other than this. No one probably listens to those things. Listening to this. That Aethor at one point mentioned something, and for some reason we were sign languaging something. And it was I can't remember who else and I think like knew like the sign language alphabet. And I remember,
was it Travis?
Maybe. I can't remember when this was. It was a long time ago. But I remember sitting in class with a friend of mine, who my parents believed was a bad influence. That's because he was. No, he was a good guy. But we were in the back of because I don't know, I just liked learning about like secret codes and stuff, you know, stuff you do as a kid.
Cool spy shit.
Yeah, cool spy shit.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I had a book that had like the sign language alphabet in it, and I just learned it. And I remember me and my friend in the back of the classroom teaching each other sign language for no reason instead of like paying attention. And I still remember sign language. The alphabet.
I mean, that's
anyways.
the practical use of using language, right? If you can actually communicate with someone.
I don't think I could. That's the thing. I think the alphabet is so different than actually like using and understanding sign language when you see it. You don't spell out every word, you know, when you're using sign language. I don't know how you read sign language. I have no idea, but I know the alphabet.
When I was working with my coworker Sis, we were in an open office, and sometimes we just needed to use the toilets, and we kind of wanted to signal each other if we were doing pee or poop, and because it would determine who of us goes first or how long it's gonna take if we need to cover for each other. And since the office was open, we just learned sign language to signal each other, hey, number 1 or number 2.
Well, Cassie, I mean
No. So this one is peeing, and I think this one was pooping.
Yep. I only know the poop one because I saw like a stupid movie where some people taught the children sign language before they taught their children how to talk. So the kid talked by like it would do the sign language for pooping, which is like putting like grabbing your thumb with one hand and then pulling off for the audience.
It always confused my other co-workers, but that's just how we signaled each other. And we were just, like, it would look from afar if one of us went peeing, it looked like we were just waving at each other with our fists.
Threatening each
That
other.
is unbelievably considerate of you both.
Well, we also didn't want to scream across the room, hey, I'm going to pee. Who else wants to join? I don't know.
You need more aggressive influence in that office. There needs to be a person that gets up and just starts walking, and the other person, I need to use the bathroom. Too fucking bad. I got it first.
Or or they just slam their hands on the table, stand up and yell, I'm going to take a shit, you should go now.
Well, the thing was, we had to go upstairs to go to the bathroom, and we needed to use the key to go there. And sometimes people would go to the front door where the key usually hangs, and the key was gone.
So I until I worked in Reykjavik, I have never had to use a key to go to a bathroom before. And it was such a weird thing because I wasn't at the office very often. It's just like, all right, I need to go pee. Oh, I need a key to take a piss. What the fuck is this? It's such a wild concept to me. I'm like, I shouldn't have to ask permission or get a key to go take a piss. This is the toughest thing I've heard of. But I understand why you don't want people who randomly walk in the building just making absolute gross fest of your bathroom.
Yeah, we had that. Like our toilet was on the second floor, and there was a different company in there were esoterics people like doing meditation stuff, and they were like group gatherings there, and sometimes they would just run out and use either toilet because there were two on the same floor, and we didn't want our toilet occupied by them.
No,
anyway,
that seems fair. So, what classes weren't you doing in which you were learning sign language instead?
Math.
I can't remember. I had a couple classes. This was a good friend of mine. We used to skateboard together, go to skate parks. That was a good time.
But did you sign language at each other on the skateboards? Because that's cool as fuck.
No. We usually just talked.
Excuse me.
I feel like your eyes are pretty busy when you're skateboarding.
What?
I just had this amazing image of Neil and his friend just like doing two different signs. I'm going to do a spin and I'm now going to do a kickflip just so they don't get in the way of each other.
No, I think it was like an English class or something. Just a literature
I mean,
class.
it is still a language class, so I guess that counts.
I guess. No. It's hard to remember when exactly this was. I believe it was. And of course, I can name like grades and you guys don't know them. But out of 12, out of 12, this was probably like 7th or 8th.
Did you guys actually use it to communicate with each other, or were you just learning the alphabet?
No, not really. It was just like fun to learn. And then, of course, you never like use it.
It is probably much more useful than the dumb thing I did at my work, where me and my buddy, we learned the phonetic NATO alphabet, how you spell things on the radio so that the other person 100% understands you. I feel like just knowing how to spell in alphabet is better than that. Because I've tried to use it when I'm on the phone and the motherfucker's just like, I don't understand you. Like, what word was that you just said? Like, can you spell it out for me? And I'm like, okay. It's Romeo, Juliet, X-ray. And they're just like, what? What do you mean X-ray? It's like, that's X. It's cross.
Well, this was about the time where it got like pretty common for your kid to have a cell phone. So at this point, like we had cell phones pretty much, and who wasn't just using that in class, you know?
The death of the secret language, the cell phone.
We had a way to send secret messages through SMS.
Now we just have end-to-end encryptions.
Yeah.
We have end-to-end encryptions and we just communicate in emojis now. Like, we don't even need letters.
We didn't have emojis back then.
It just doesn't understand. No, you had to type out the emoji, right? So it was the semicolon and the end of the bracket. That was peak. Along with, was it Kirby Loves You? The little kind of like owl-looking motherfucker that you could type out in different poses. No. That sticks with me.
I miss skateboarding to the compact disc store and purchasing old people things.
With bills
good old
and
days.
Coins.
With bills and coins.
I mean, you could still replicate that, Neil. You just need to go buy a skateboard.
and go take out their
Where
money.
would I find a compact disc store, V? Where would I find them? They closed
At
it.
Walmart?
They closed it.
No. It's one of them hippie like restaurants, right? It's one of those ones that like are very hipster that make their store look old even though it isn't. One of those kind of places. You would absolutely
Artificially
find CDs to buy
aged.
there.
Are you talking about
Yes.
the shithole bakery we went to, which dressed up their poor electrics as decorations?
We had the best CD store right across from the school that we would skate to. And they had like movies. It was a bookstore. They had movies. They had like coffee there and everything. And they had like the best section of video games and music and stuff. And I would always go there and just buy random CDs. And they had like really, really cool like figurines and stuff before there was like other places to go, like before GameStop started doing all that stuff. And yeah, it was a cool store. I love that store. Shout out to Hastings. I love that place. They
God
closed
damn it,
down.
now I'm going to
It's
find
very sad.
Hastings. Do you know how hard it is whenever you guys reference these random things?
I don't think they're in business anymore. So
Oh, thank God. I'll use that as an excuse for not putting out the references.
You just have to link their bankruptcy notice.
yeah.
If I do, someone has to click that link. I swear it won't be a Rickroll. So, you still remember it all now?
I'm gonna do it. I'm probably gonna be wrong, but I'm gonna think I'm right. So,
Okay, all right.
everyone,
Here
we go.
correct me in the comments. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, P, Q.
No, P is this.
I don't remember Q. R, S, T, U,
I
V,
like-
W, X, Y, Z. I remember like 85% of it.
There was a moment where you became kind of unsure, and you went from
yeah,
going like
yeah.
boom, boom, boom to like your fingers turned into snakes.
Yeah.
I remember that it was you and Travis doing that thing because when it wasn't a sprouting, when Aether was doing a thing like over there, 2 people or something, and,
Oh, okay.
and Travis started doing like sign language.
I have no memory of this, but I bet it pissed me off.
No, it was you were confused as fuck because like, Travis intentionally misunderstood it.
Well, I guess this is even more reason for people to watch the video to see whether Neil is right or not.
No, well, some of it was right. I was pretty
Although,
confident
importantly,
up
if
to
you're,
Q, I think.
If you're British, it may be different because we have a different sign language. So we'd love for you
Mileage
guys
might
to send
vary.
us- your mileage may vary, and we'd be interested to see you guys do the British sign language version. Wow,
At
I'm
us.
really good at this.
Ooh.
At us
Record
on our
it
non-atable socials.
correct us.
Correct us, please.
Oh,
Well,
are we doing this rage baiting right?
yeah, we're doing it. Please tell us if we're doing this right, guys. Is this clickbaitable?
I'm going to look it up and tell you how many I got right, wrong. P and Q are weird. P, Q, I don't know if those are oriented right.
That's a really
You
like
can't see
if you
that.
need to shift your
P-
entire body, you're not doing it right.
P is just like this, and then Q is like this. And then R, S, T. I didn't know S and T, and that's because they're extremely similar. U, V.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The weirdest thing I've tried to learn is Morse code.
That seems difficult.
It is. It
I-
sucks. I think yours is way more practical than modern day.
But weirdly enough, Morse code comes up so much more when you're working in audio.
Yeah.
I wish that knowing the sign language alphabet helped me understand sign language when I see it, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it doesn't.
Well, at least you've learned a skill.
Yeah. It's amazing that I still remember it because it wasn't
Yeah.
like important for my
you were
life,
using
at
it.
least. It's of course very important. It wasn't important for my life, for me and my dumb friend to be able to not text each other and like, you know. but very fun. Still remember it.
I mean, if you ever meet a deaf person, you can at least spell out words for them.
Yeah.
You can help them. It's gonna be the scenario of like when someone is like, "Is a doctor in the room?" It's like, "Is a sign language speaker in the room?" And you're gonna be there. You're gonna help them.
Very fun thing to learn, and I don't know why. I don't know why. It was very fun.
Because it's cool spy shit. That's why.
I mean, there was like a whole week where we were like trying to. We would just sit back there and try to like decode a word back and forth, just choose a word and we would have to figure out the word.
Wild. All right. Athel, what have you got?
So I struggled hard on this one. No bummers, but school was very practical to me. I didn't have a lot of friends in school. I had friends outside of school. Like, I wasn't a sad kid. I just didn't do a lot of fun shit in school. So I guess number 3, this is there's maybe an order to this. Who cares? For Christmas every year in my school, we would do plays. And if I remember correctly, on the 7th grade, you were made to do the 3 wise men Jesus play thing. The nativity scene, yeah. But before that, you were doing any kind of play. Like the little kids were doing like Little Red Riding Hoods and so forth. And I remember like the year before we were supposed to do the nativity scene, our teacher was like, "All right, guys, what do you want to do?" And there were no suggestions from the group. And he was just like, "Guys, I don't want to pick for you. Like last year sucked because I had to pick for you. So what are we going to do?" And I went home and I wrote the dumbest script where I made like a fake quiz show. And I wrote a bunch of jokey quizzes using Icelandic puns and like just humor. And then I showed up and I was like, "Hey, teacher, I wrote a quiz show for our play thing." And he's just like, "Thank you. Thank fucking Christ somebody did something. All right, we're going to do this." And I was like, "No, we don't want to do that." And he was like, "Well, then fucking fix it." And then we sat there like as a whole class and we fixed the shit out of it. And they invented a bunch of fun characters. Most of the quiz questions did not get changed, which surprised the fuck out of me because I had no belief in my like writing. I never thought this was going to be anything. I was just bored and wanted to do something. And then we picked kids to do like characters and blah blah blah, and they like changed all the characters and they made like a weird reference to like an Icelandic criminal who was like a politician or something. I have no idea. This was just something somebody else suggested, but the guy was like this really loud and rambunctious person, and then like, "All right, so who's gonna play the loud rambunctious character?" And everybody's too cool, nobody wants to look like an idiot on stage, and I was just like, "I'll play the loud rambunctious person." And then I was allowed to play the loud rambunctious person, and I remembered all my lines and I didn't fuck anything up, and it was great. And that's probably my 3rd favorite school memory.
And that's why you are the way you are. It all makes sense.
They enabled him.
It all
How
makes
does
sense.
this explain anything?
Boom!
And that was the start of his villain arc or whatever.
This is why he hated puns so much. He put forward his pun-based play, and they were like, "No, we shall fix this." And pun stuck.
They changed almost none of that. Like most of that was also just stolen from like the back of like when I was way younger, my cousin had Donald Duck comics, and at the back of the Donald Duck comics were just a bunch of jokes, just like a bunch of jokes and silly shit, and I stole like a bunch of that. I didn't own any of this. I was not married to this, and the fact that it even got made, I'd completely forgotten until we were talking about it earlier.
Oh, so cute.
Yeah, it's kind of cute that like you did something and the other people like they had nothing better to suggest, so
Yeah.
they had to go with your idea.
It
Like,
was
if one of you had come up with something better, you could have done it, but no.
yeah.
So you're doing something else.
I think the teacher, like, I really like that teacher. Yeah, I think he was just like a happy, like he really wanted to be a fun teacher, but like I feel like, I don't know, when we were like kids, everybody sucked.
So we also used to have to do little plays when we were like between the ages of like, I don't know, let's say like 8 and 11. Let's pick those numbers. And there were 8 classes at our school, and every week one class was chosen to do a little play at the end of the week, and you spent the whole week preparing for this, and often the teacher would write it. And all the parents for that class would get invited in for the end of week assembly to watch this shitty little play that the kids put on. And I remember one year my class did Canterbury Tales, and the teacher had written all these things out, and she cast me as one of the 3 drunks. I was 10 at the time, my friends. It was one of the very few ones that my dad actually made it to. He didn't come to a lot of them because it's a lot of standing around. It's really uncomfortable for him. So this was one of the very few ones he came to. And I was like, I'm going to get everything right. And I nailed my lines, and I nailed being the perfect drunk. Afterwards, he turned to me and said, at one point, when you were pretending to be drunk, you hit the deck so hard, I thought you had dropped like a sack of potatoes. It echoed around this entire room because the drunk was supposed to fall to the floor. And I just let my body go limp, and it was like a resounding crank across like the entire auditorium. It was just like, yes, now I understand why I play drunks well. Apparently, I just have that talent.
You can fall down really well.
Yes.
Kids can fall down really well.
We're quite resilient.
Yes.
I learned that from the skateboarding.
And he signed.
I really would like come home from skate parks like bruised the fuck up, like just absolutely injured.
Still went to school next day. Still went to gym next day. Like, absolutely fine.
Yep. Oh, damn. Aw. That's weird, cute little plays you guys do. So was it just around Christmas that you did those?
Yeah, basically most of the month of December, in my memory, this is definitely wrong, school kind of stopped around 5th of December when you would take your tests. And after that, it was basically just a kindergarten again. The teachers would just find things for the kids to do for their classes, and it was just supposed to be fun. You got to decorate the classes in school, Christmas stuff. You got to make Christmas stuff with like papercraft and whatnot. And you got to listen to Christmas music and write Christmas cards for your grandparents and your family. It was just the school just turned into like a Christmassy hell, and not hell, like it was quite nice. And it was only at Christmas, and I think the nativity scene thingy was like, I don't know, the last day of Christmas would be around the 20th of December, I think it is.
Mm. So do you, like, because I don't understand anyone's school system other than Brits, obviously, but like, so you do your end of grade, end of class exams towards the end of the year, like November, December area?
We do, so there's 2 end of year tests, which is more of an end of semester.
Okay, all right.
So the years.
So we don't do our like end of year shit until June and July, because that's when our classes change.
That's when the other one
I
is.
think it's more like half, like after half a year you get something, right? For us, the school was divided into 2 half years.
Yeah.
And in the first half year, you get like a in-between grading, and then like at the end, you got the final grading.
Yeah.
I don't have memory of the gradings being differently important, but then again, I was terrible as a student. So, like, if somebody told me, like, this grade is more important than that grade, it wouldn't have changed anything to me. I was still getting D's and everything. Like, it didn't matter.
So we don't really have, like, at the end of each, like, grade, or whatever you want to call it is, like, we don't really have, like, this is your final grade for the particular grade that you're in. We just have all right, have you finished the last of your homework? Great. Go to summer. There's nothing we could do anyway. And, like, about, like, when we're 13 or 14, I think it is, we sit our SATs, which isn't actually to test how good you are, it's to test how good the school is doing. Of like, you have gifted children at your school. Your math class is far behind everybody else's. You should be much better at maths, that kind of stuff. We were told quite early on the only really important thing that we would ever take tests for are the final ones you do to get like your individual like certificates. So like maths, English, science, music, all that kind of stuff. We don't have like an overall grade for like passing each year. It's just okay, you haven't done anything rambunctious and you've turned up to, at least 80% of your classes. So you're allowed to go to the next year. That's it. Like, we don't have like the congratulations, you finished school. Here is your I've done school. We have your individual for each subject grading. So like we only have actually like 1 or 2 important like exams through like the entirety of our school year. And when we were explained that when we went into our high school, we were just like, the rest of the tests don't matter. It's all about the end, baby. And yeah, that was a bad idea. We should have gotten used to getting under test condition because it was awful.
You didn't get anything really at the end of the school year. You just got a little piece of paper that just told you, like, this is your average grade for the year. So it's not like you got a plaque that said, congratulations, you finished school being 9-year-old. I'm not going to say class number because everybody's going to freak out. But we didn't get like I bet your ass they do that now, though. Fuck.
Participation trophies in the years that you complete,
Yeah, almost 100%. Oh, yeah. And then at the end of the year, they'd often give out little, like, trophies for the kids that, like, excelled in whatever class. I remember this now, too. Huh.
Like, we got, like...
core memories unlocked.
Activated. We got like things where like our parents would have to go speak to the teachers, like I think it was twice a year or something, and the teacher would just be like, your kid is doing incredibly well in this subject, well done, no notes. Or as was told my best friend at the time, I don't think it's actually possible for friends to actually try and care less about this subject. And you know what? It's very fair. He wasn't being disruptive, so it's totally fine, but like could literally not care less. It was like a note his parents got about the subject. It was so good. Yeah, we just had like progress reports and like your kid is doing really well, they could be improving, that kind of stuff. So like we didn't have like a overall.
We have those parent teacher meetings, and I'm not kidding. Every fucking year was the exact same for me. Arthur can have hard times focusing. He does good at maths and English. All right, thank you. Like it was the same thing every fucking year. Like they didn't drag me for being shit at school. They knew I was trying, and my parents were trying. So it was just like, he's shit at these 2 subjects, and he's good at these subjects. Yay.
I had a similar thing when I was reading my the papers that you would get at the end of the class that just like had in the first 4 years you didn't get grades, you just got they're doing great, and like it was just a summary
review
of this just a review. And like I found mine like 2 years or so ago, and I read them, and they all read like I had ADHD. I'm like, oh boy. The signs were there early, huh? I'm undiagnosed, by the way, so
my school reports were pretty much identical almost year to year until I got to like the 2 important years at like mandatory school when I was like 15 to 16. But they were all basically like Helen does incredibly well in this subject, very focused, always does her homework on time, top of the class, la la la, except when it came to physical education. For gym, could try harder, doesn't seem to care, not very athletic.
I'm with you, though. Fuck the gym. I hate it. I hate it. I don't want to run laps.
Yeah.
Why do I want to run
Why am I climbing up a rope? We're not in the apocalypse. I don't give a shit.
I don't want to run in circles around the basketball
high
court.
Things that are like
high horses, whatever they're called.
The high horses thing is like jump onto a trampoline that fucking scared the shit out of me, and then jump onto a thing and then roll over and do a cartwheel or something. I'm like, no.
Push-ups. Fuck you, dude. No.
I would I would love to do anything that wasn't a competitive sport against people way more physically prowess than me and skilled in the sport. Like, what the fuck was that? Like, I was a chubby little fucking kid. You were making me play football against kids that had been training football for 8 years, and we were 10. Like, this is bullshit.
Yeah,
and I had I still do have like a competitive edge to me where I get like kind of annoyed when I'm losing. So yeah, you can imagine how much fun I was having.
It also really sucked being like the chubby kid because you're always being like selected last if you're doing team selection thingies, and it's always like, oh, sports is for building teams and like the unity among the class. No, it's fucking not.
I literally never cared about being picked last because I knew I was shit at sports.
I never wanted to be picked for another person's team.
Yeah, I was always hoping that like someone didn't do the count right and that I would be like the last one picked or like not picked because I was the odd one out.
Yeah.
So I had to sit out because otherwise the teams wouldn't be equal.
Yeah. Always hoping, and the teacher's like, "Oh, don't worry, it'll be fine. Join the other team." Like, fuck, I don't want to. No one wants this.
Yeah.
God damn.
Guys, no trauma dump.
I think we can trauma dump. We all share this trauma over Jim. Fuck Jim. All right, I'm gonna move on to my.
Yourself?
I'm gonna say my third. Yeah, my third. I don't know. These aren't. No, there isn't order to these. So our first school covers between the ages of 5 and 9, and in our first school, we used to listen to cassette tapes of songs, and I remember being in this like shack. It was a shack that was next to the building. It was a temporary shack that had been up for 20 years. This thing was a cold, square building, and it was rickety as shit. It only got pulled down recently. That's how old this thing is, and how much they used it. So I remember being in that class, and like during one of these classes where we were learning about World War II, I think it was, and we were listening to music and stuff. And I remember like the cassette tape was in the player and I had a headphone on, and the person who was sitting next to me had headphones on. Only 2 of us could listen at a time. And we're listening to this music, and like the other person had rewound the tape because if we did that, it meant we got to sit here longer and not actually have to go back to class, even though the entire class was right behind us. And because they kept rewinding and listening to the same song, I started singing along with it because that's what I did in the car. If the cassette was playing as a song you knew, you sang. That was the rules in the car. And I was at school and we hit the end of the song, and the kid, and I'd been singing, and the kid reached over to like hit rewind, and our teacher grabbed their hand and like pulled them to the side and took our headphones off, and everyone was applauding because I was singing, and I was fucking mortified.
Oh no.
I remember running and hiding under a table. I was so embarrassed that everyone was listening to me singing and they were applauding, and the teacher was like, "It was really nice." I hated it.
What were you listening to? What song?
I don't know.
A, B, C, D.
No, it wasn't anything like that. It was like you know, like the kind of World War II era songs where you've got like the 3 women and they're wearing like their army uniform, whatever the fuck it is, and they're singing a song together. It's just a style. And it was kind of one of those songs. It was the songs that has like 3 like women singing a song, and that's like the style of song back from like the 40s and whatnot. It's just I don't know what it was called. I think it may have been about birds. I'm not really sure.
3 blind mice. Or something.
It wasn't a kid's song. It wasn't a kid's nursery song. It was just like a genuine song. So yeah, that's one memory that will never leave me in my entire life. Yes, it was mortifying, but it was hilarious.
That's very cute.
So did all the other kids just take off their headphones so you didn't notice it?
Oh no, so like there were only 2 kids who were allowed to listen at the same time because the cassette player only had 2 headphones, and the teacher was teaching other stuff about like World War II, I think it was. And yeah, like it was just, we were listening to it and they kept playing it, so I sang and I didn't realise. So yeah, it was heavily embarrassing. It took a while for me to look the teacher in the face again. I was just like, I'm gonna go back to like drawing or something.
How old were you?
I think I had to be about 6 or 7.
Okay.
Because we were learning World War II, which probably been like, or at least the basics of like, this is what we did in the past. This is Victorian era. Here, create some toys from Victorian era. Here's World War II. Here's the kind of music and art style from there. Like just kind of that. I wasn't very old.
I understand that World War II is very important to British history, but that is a fucking wild idea. Like, all right, kids, you're 6. Time for the fucking World War II, the sequel.
Yeah, but like, yeah.
For
but the
us,
same
we
way as,
started
like,
in grade 5 and we didn't stop until like grade 12.
Fuck, you're German. I'm sorry.
It was the only topic in history classes.
And then we
That's
did
rough.
this, and it was bad. And then we did this, and it was also bad. And then we did those things. It was very cool, but very bad. Everybody was impressed, but it was very bad.
No, we learned like World War One, World War Two stuff like really early. At least like we had a knowledge of it. We weren't like obviously we weren't talking in depth of everything. Like that's horrifying to learn when you're like 7 years old. But like we learned like the gist of that. Like we learned stuff about Victorian era, but we didn't learn about the horrors of being a female in Victorian era or the political intrigues or all the wars and stuff. No, we learned how to make dolls. Like that was like Victorian stuff. So like it was kind of like really basic stuff we'd learned, but we were at least aware of it when we were that young.
I also remember learning about World War II. I remember.
That intense stare at the camera.
I
though.
remember. I'm not going to forget what they taught me about World War II.
If you're wondering what the fuck we're laughing at, go listen to the episode where we talk about
I
school
can't
trips and I will say no more.
Was it in that?
It's
I'm
almost
pretty
100%
sure,
in that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that was it. I wanted to grab out one of my shorter, dumber memories and put forward because, yeah, it's just mortifying, but lives in my heart forever is how
But that's
unbelievably
where
embarrassed
you
I've been.
learned that you can sing in front of people and...
No, I
that's
didn't
not
know
what
I
you
was
learned.
singing, Kessia.
Well,
I had my headphones on.
You experienced it after the fact.
Yeah. I guess this is where I learned my keen sense of stage fright. I guess I can only really do stuff when I have my headphones on, so maybe that's how I just perform on stage now. I just put headphones on and I'm fine.
They should have played Penguins for you for 5 minutes.
No. Well, that's me. That's just my dumb little memory. All right, Kesser, what's in your middle slot?
My middle slot, number 2. So I alluded to this earlier that we, in our school, the art school, we were divided into people in the front and the people in the back. And because we were in the back, no one really, when we were doing like artsy stuff, like still life paintings, no one really gave a shit about us. And we were kind of left to our own devices back there. So like stuff got crazy. We had a drawer behind us that had like a bunch of like art prompts. And when we sifted through it, we found like a skull, and it just became our talking buddy. And we named him Johnny. And like when we were doing still life, sometimes we would draw Johnny, and we would have him on the desk during arts class, and he was the subject of a lot of paintings that I and Rara did, and like whenever someone else got them, they would incorporate him into their still lives, and we were using a lot of those prompts, but Johnny was always there, and he was always on the windowsill when he was not in use, so we just had a skull watching us the entire time. It was a plastic skull, by the way.
Okay, the skull thing makes way more sense now. I'm like, who the fuck is Johnny?
So, according to Nee, it was a reference to a manga she used to read, which was like about a goth girl who had like a skeleton in her closet, which she called Johnny. And that's why we just called this skull Johnny. And at some point, I remember we were supposed to like just take, like every time we were doing still life paintings, it was like in a different, we were practicing different art styles, and we were using different prompts to make our to make our still life out of stuff we just had laying around. And at some point, for some reason, one person in our group just put like a cup of coffee next to, like one of those plastic cups of coffee next to him. And after that class, we put the skull and the coffee on the windowsill and like behind the curtains, so the teachers wouldn't be asking questions. And apparently we forgot about that for like a week. I don't remember. It was, or maybe might have been like 5 weeks when we were doing the internship, the thingy. And when we came back, there was mold on the coffee, and we started naming the mold. And so we had Johnny and Joachim, and those two became the two things we would draw in our still lives.
I could see where this story was going when you mentioned coughing. Like, oh no.
It was just a testimony to how fucking weird we were in our art class. Just like no one cared about us. We're just doing our own thing over here. We're just taking the things we have as prompts in the back of this class, and we're doing things with them.
Well, that's where a lot of art comes from, right? It's rebels.
Yeah.
Like, people left to our own devices, and no one telling us we can't.
Yeah. Yeah, that was just...
I'm guessing a lot of the Johnny art is no longer around because your school closed.
We actually do have those arts around. I don't think I have Johnny arts around. At least I didn't. Maybe I'm not sure if I just didn't draw him or if I didn't keep them. I don't remember. I know for a fact because I had to ask Nee if she remembers which of those two was Johnny and which one was Joachim, because I just have those names floating around. And she said the school was Johnny because she still has the skull. She took it home with her after the school.
Little rebel.
Yeah. So at least Johnny is still around. I don't know if Nee still has the paintings.
I thought you could say I don't know what happened to the mold. I might be crossed. They've all got cleaned up.
I'm pretty sure it got cleaned up, yeah. We were really upset when it got cleaned up. We were like, this was our still life.
Fucking idiots.
See, it sounds like everything that happens in the back of class is way more interesting than what happens at the front of the class.
So yeah, the people in the front of the class, they were always like trying to engage the teacher because they were like teacher's pet, you know? They were trying to talk to the teacher, and they were kind of loud between them because they were having like artsy discussions with the teacher, and the teacher was just sitting on the table like actively talking to them because that seemed interesting. They weren't doing the fucking task, but also like we were just doing our fucking thing in the back, so it was chaotic.
I remember our art class was kind of a bit like that. The teacher would set the prompt, or they say like, this is what you're working on for the next 6 weeks, and go. If you have any questions, come ask me anything, otherwise like do your own research. I remember there was one teacher we had. He was like that very typical art teacher who has like long grey hair tied back in a bun. He used to stand on the table with one of those massive PVA, one of those massive pots of PVA glue that you would pour out, and it has a handle on it. And we used to use photo canisters that you used to put your film in to go develop, those little plastic things. He would stand on the table, he'd aim, and he'd pour perfectly into this canister and pull it back up so it would perfectly fill this canister with PVA glue. That's the only thing I remember about art. That was fucking it. Just the skill of this dude. And he would do it repeatedly. Like, why are you on the table doing this? Because it's cool and I can. So, holy shit. You're right.
I never learned sign language or any cool spy shit, but I could do this.
I never had to take an art class because band got me. It counted as that. It counted as PE as well, which is why I got out of that for a lot of time. But I did switch schools at a certain point, so it like changed from time to time. But I did do the comics for I was in the school newspaper, and I did the political comics for the school newspaper for like a year. So that counts as art, I guess.
Yes.
It was not good. I think people thought that I was far better at art than I was, but I participated.
How often did that come out, like the newspaper?
Once a month, I think.
Okay.
I can't
So,
I can't really remember. It was so long ago. And I left that school a year after I started doing that. So it wasn't like
Did anyone else have newsletters at their school?
No.
I don't know where they went to get these printed, but they actually like printed physical newspapers and stuff. It was kind of crazy.
Did you have them?
Oh, they did them in my school when I was doing my electrics, but it was just like the writer part of the school just had to have a project, so that was just basically what they were doing.
We had an after-school club. So, like, as far as I understand, like, a lot of, like, clubs and stuff that other countries, they count towards, like, your general education certificate or some shit. We never had that. So we have a club that literally meant nothing. And we had a newsletter club, but we produced, like, one newsletter in the 4 years I was at school.
The newspaper class. You can continue. Sorry.
No, it's just like I think it may have only been one, and I don't genuinely, even though I was part of it because I took any club that I could. I don't think I ever wrote or did anything for that class, for that club whatsoever. It's just wild to me when I hear people have like newsletters at school.
Yeah.
Like, but
that was
why?
really weird. Yeah, it was a big school.
I feel like that might have been something for our school if it had done that at the time, because with all the internship with like, hey, you're learning how to do printing stuff and you're learning offset print and tampon print or whatever the fuck it's called, or screen printing or whatever, and like you're learning all these printing things. Why not fucking incorporate that with a newsletter paper thingy?
Well, it was a journalism class. It was a class about. It started as a journalism class. It was like a club for journalism kids, basically, right? And I just doodled in class during the class, and the teacher noticed and gave me a job to do the following year. But that's the only reason I continued doing journalism club. But it was just a class to teach proper ways of journalism.
Weird and wild. I'm sorry. I started this tangent. I put us off on this direction. Like, it's so wild to me.
This is your fault.
I'll take this. I'll take this tangent. This tangent is mine.
We had a lot of funny quotes that we still say to each other sometimes from when our teacher would go around the art class, and like sometimes the teacher would try to draw on the, like, if they were like, oh, you're not doing this part right, can I show you how it's done? And they would try to draw on your page. We had one person who outright screamed at the teacher, like in a really shrieking voice, and like at the time no one was listening, and like after that everyone was listening. We had people that were like, teacher, this person is drawing me. And the teacher would say, well, then draw back.
Learning through pettiness. Yes.
Oh, the bullying of the artistic people. I'll draw you as a sniveling loser.
I don't know. You can say that as an artistic thing. I do that with some of my NPCs. They're just people I hate, just become NPCs. So, like, who's laughing now, asshole? Only me, because literally no one will understand who this person is.
Oh boy, I'm looking out for some of my worst attributes in a character now.
Oh, crikey. If you can, definitely get Nee to send us a picture of Johnny, because I would love to have that somewhere in it, because that's just so cool. I mean, what's the school going to do? Charge? No, they don't exist anymore. That's so good. All right, Neil, before we hit the ad break, what have you got?
I remember when I first arrived at this school where the trauma started.
No trauma up.
No trauma.
Keep it light.
I was introduced into a band director. Really kind of took me under his wing and was trying to teach me a lot of things. And he put me in a jazz class. This is how I got into jazz band. That he cared about a lot. It was like his prestigious, like, personal project, you know, like this was like of a school of a lot of people, these were the kids he put together for his jazz band, you know, and he really enjoyed his jazz work, and you could tell. And it was very fun, but it was a really rough introduction into this because, like, as I've mentioned before, like, especially at the time, I didn't know anything about music theory. I skipped it because I started on a different instrument altogether. And then halfway through the year, I changed to a different instrument who had already gone through things that I didn't learn yet. So I skipped basic music introduction theory. And so I learned my horn just listening to shit around me and just played it by ear from 6th grade to 9th grade. All the way through, winning awards, and no one knew. And no one cared because I was winning. I was winning a slot in all of the regional, like, area, whatever I can't remember like what the terms for those things are. But as far as concert band and marching band and stuff goes, I didn't like doing marching band, and I was not looking for extra stuff to do in music courses. I was not, but I was encouraged to do this jazz band. And I ended up really liking it, but it was a crash course because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and it was complicated music. And these were like people who did know what they were doing, very much so. After the first semester, there was a move to kind of try to get me to become the solo trombone player. Like one of the people you can rely on to stand up and take a solo, because one of the seniors who was really, really good, had graduated. And, I remember some of the most like embarrassing moments of my life, having to stand up in front of all these people who are better than me. I know it and they know it. And he would just tell me to solo, and I would like crash at it. You know, I don't know what I'm doing. I have zero confidence basically. And he made me stand up over and over, knowing that I hated it, knowing that it sucked every time. It wasn't good. It was garbage. He just made me keep doing it, and eventually like standing me up and making me not play anything except for one note. And then I would try to do something else to, like, it's very hard. You find that it's very hard to just play one note in a rhythm over and over. You kind of want to do something else, but he would stop and yell at me. And he was very strict and mean. He was a great teacher. I love him. But he would yell and get mad, and just kind of told me to dumb it down, and just use these weird like techniques to try to build my confidence up in like knowing. I don't know how he assumed that being able to hear in concert around me the things and translate that into coming up with new things. I don't know like how that, I don't know why he thought that I could do this basically. Because I don't necessarily think that being able to play and match what everyone else is doing next to you on a trombone is necessarily hard to fake and make. So I don't think I was doing anything too crazy. But once I built my confidence to be able to like stand up and know what I was doing and solo really well, it was great. And it like surprised me. I didn't know I could do it. I remember standing up at a certain point. He was doing it so much and being so mean to me. I did not want to stand up in front of these people and just fail over and over. And he was like continuously doing it, like just being mean to me. And I remember just putting my horn down and staring at him while these other talented people are playing the part that I'm supposed to be soloing over. And just staring at the band director like, I'm not going to do this. You suck. I hate this. I don't want to be your solo guy. But eventually I did it. And a lot of the concerts and things were recorded, and I wish I could find the recordings of like some of the first like solos that I did, like improv solos. Because I remember like listening to them over and over. I was just amazed that I came up with that dumb shit. It was cool. It was one of the few times in school that like I felt pride in something that I did. And I was like, damn, I didn't know I could do that. I didn't have confidence. I started from no confidence at all. And being around a lot of people that I really respect to feeling like, oh, he was right. Like I deserve my spot here. Even though I'm stupid and can't read music. So I'm still going to fake it till I make it.
See, the thing
But
is,
I'm going to do
Neil,
it
you're like,
loudly now.
it's not hard to fake or mimic the person making a noise next to you on a trombone.
No, I
and
was
you
good
just-
at harmonizing, though, and making up, like, harmonies and stuff. And I think he knew that, so.
It's just, that shit is hard, Neil. Not everybody has that weird talent that you have. Like, the fuck, bro?
It's just remembering, like, patterns of a trombone slide. Like, it's a very visual instrument. Like, it's not hard to kind of try and match the guy next to me, but it was more than that. I just didn't see it that way, because I, of course, didn't have confidence. I knew that I was faking it. I knew how bad I was at understanding music, and he knew it as well, but it took him a very long time. He was amazed that, like, I didn't understand what I was looking at and how well I was, like, able to remember it and then put, like, as soon as I can see, I'm seeing dots on a page and it makes no fucking sense to me. I can't even imagine how that sounds. But if you play it for me once, you don't have to do it again. I remember it and I can now, like, relate it to the visual, but I do have to hear it. I do have to hear it. But then I can remember, like, the whole sheet. And I can remember, like, complicated music. Like, I went to college doing very complicated music. I got a good scholarship doing music, faking it. I went in college or music school, not knowing basic music theory. And that's why I didn't continue, because it was hard. I didn't know. I missed a lot. But I was able to play really well, and that got me far. So it was fun. And I didn't have that confidence for a very long time. And he's the person responsible for bringing that out. And one of the best teachers I ever had, if not the best. So he was controversial because of how strict and sometimes mean he was, but he had a lot of passion for what he did, and his programs did do very well in, like, competition wise and stuff. And I enjoyed it.
You are right now an incredible composer, dude. Like,
Aww.
So. Oh, no, why? You know you are. I'm going to tell you this every time you send me music, and I rarely have to send music, big air quotes, have to send music back for being shit. It's normally
Every
like,
time he sends you music, even if it's not his own.
oh, no, he'll send Screamo shit. I'm like, I'm not into this, bro. You have a good grasp on stuff, and, clearly this dude is a big part of that. So if he gets shouted at you, you know what? Sounds like he did okay overall.
He was great.
I'm always so interested by the kind of like, I don't know what you call this, but the teaching style that you're talking about there. It seems to be the kind of like teaching style that is just required by elite teachers. I don't know how to phrase it differently. Like, if you're going to go somewhere, you just need an asshole to pull you along. Like,
well, it's
tough love.
It feels really stupid and silly to say, but the movie about the jazz drummer, what is that movie called? He was just like that. It's just like that.
Every time you describe him, I think of that movie.
Yeah, same.
The attitude, it captures it. I mean, that movie's not incorrect in a lot of ways.
Whiplash.
Yeah. He reminds me of Gordon Ramsay a lot too, fun like, really reminds me of Gordon Ramsay.
Did he ever call you an idiot sandwich?
Like, many times, basically, in ruder words.
Would he have creative ways, like you're like a bass without strings, you're fucking useless or something like that. Like, would he say shit like that?
I don't know. He was just very strict. He wasn't cruel. He was very strict.
Yeah.
No. All right. Well, awesome. And I think it's about time for one of our sellout moments. It's time for an ad. All right, Aethel. Now we're back from that sellout moment. What's at your second point?
So my second one is a very tiny moment in time, which lives rent-free forever in my mind. In Danish or English class, I don't remember which, it was the same teacher. Me and my buddy actually got to sit. We were actually taking the same class at the same time. Shockingly, we were both like moving at the same level. Usually we were moving at different levels. And in our school, we had basically like desks that you can pick up and stack very easily. Like they were like, just like movable. And the teacher had gotten quite fucking done with everybody chatting and being noisy during class. So he had made everybody move the tables apart. And as a goof, me and my buddy had slowly moved our tables together again and again until he got real mad at us and yelled at us. But he never told us to sit apart. He still let us sit next to each other, which I find very strange now that I think back to it. And anyway, we're just doing class and we're just doing school stuff. And then he, like, at some point he gets up and he's just like, hey, why are your desks together? And they're like, what? Like, we're quiet. If your desks are together, everybody can be together. And me and my buddy in the same moment went, hooray, and smashed our desks together very loudly. And he turned around and yelled, not you two, to the other people.
Did either of you put their hands in between did you cross your hands when holding a desk?
Shockingly, it was genuinely like it was planned, that we'd been like waiting for this moment. No, we just smashed our tables together perfectly. Nobody got hurt, but it's just...
Your one brain cell activated.
It's just a tiny little goof moment that I remember very fondly. Just the two of us being like an absolute nuisance in this class. Like always just talking and being stupid and like not studying and distracting each other. But yeah, it's one of them. It's one of them memories.
It's almost like it was scripted.
It genuinely felt like it.
Set up a punchline. I never got involved in any weird pranks at school because I was the teacher's pet. I sat at the front. I did my work. I asked the teacher questions while everyone else fucked around. So I never got involved in the pranks. But I do remember one prank one of the boys in our class played is that there used to be cupboards in the back of our classrooms to put like, all the teacher's stuff and their books and shit. And he just hid in there for an entire lesson. He just sat in there for the entire lesson and she'd marked him absent from the register. And obviously he was the last one out of the room because like his friend opened the doors, we left. And then you just heard this shout down the corridor of like, what the hell have you been doing in my class? He was so mad at him because obviously, he wasn't a thingy. And if you put in our register that you weren't there in class, your parents got a phone call.
Oh.
So it got literally fucked.
Well, technically he was there.
Technically, but, he didn't answer the register because he was hiding at the back of the class. And it's just like, oh man, these poor kids' parents, like shit. Oh, what a bummer.
That's crazy. One class? They call the parents it? Wow.
Yep. Because, it's their teacher's legal responsibility. It's the school's responsibility to know where the child is. And the child
I can understand, all day, but, one class, I think, would be... I remember kids skipping school all the time. Like, I was in band, and we had, big cubbies for giant tubas and stuff in the band hall that people would just chill in and skip class, just hang out in the band hall. Most of the band directors would assume you just don't have class or you're in one of the practice. There were practice rooms that you could just go to.
So if it's the first lesson of the day and you were absent, and your parents hadn't pre-called the school would call the parents. So being that this was the first lesson of the day, and I think it was French or maths, it was in one of the corridors. I don't remember what it was used for that lesson. But yeah, it was just if you're absent in that first session because our day was broken into like 5 different classes. But if you were absent for the first one, your parents hadn't called, then the parents would get a call like, "Where is your child today?" And the parents would get in trouble if they'd forgotten to call them to say that you were sick.
I just had a memory of being picked up off of the street by the principal of my school, who was quite upset because I was during the last I think 2 years of high school, I did like college early, basically, where I took like a couple college classes at night, and they allow you to not go to school until like 10. So I took those and I didn't have to go to school in the morning. And at one point I didn't have a car or whatever. I had to be dropped off, and mom's a teacher. So I was dropped off early and didn't have anything to do or anywhere to be. I didn't want to hang out in the band hall for like an hour. So I walked down the street to get donuts. And yeah.
The principal picked you up? Did he think you were supposed to be class?
Well, someone had called about a kid walking down the street with a backpack or something, and they were just like letting him know.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
It's kind of silly. Like, I don't have school right now. Like, you can't like return me to class or whatever. I'm not in class. I'm not even supposed to be here. So weird, but yeah.
You can get me donuts.
I did get my donuts.
So you are, Aethel, being a nuisance in class.
Yeah, like I've said before, like I was terrible at school. Like, if my stories don't include my me being a bad student, because 90% of it was me just like not paying attention and drawing. Really terribly, by the way. I never got good at it. And
yeah, me too. I did it so much they gave me like the fucking comic. I wasn't able to draw for fucking newspaper. Are you kidding me? I'm embarrassed of that shit.
I remember I would always be drawing in English class, and like in most classes, but I like especially in English. But like I was trying to be actively participating in English because I was so far ahead of everyone else. But like I lifted my head and I never got picked like for answering a question. I was just sitting there. I was like, yeah, I'm just drawing. And the teachers weren't even looking at me. I was like at the front left corner of their class, and they were just like out of their view, basically. I was like, no one's paying attention to me.
Damn. I know why I doodled a lot, why I started. Like, it's not that I had like an interest in art or anything, which is kind of funny because I do definitely, but I couldn't see. I didn't have glasses for the first like long time in class, and my parents didn't believe me that I couldn't see. So like I could see everything really close to me. I could not see the board though, and squinting was like painful. So whatever. I just would draw,
Do you remember what row you were in?
It didn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah, it didn't.
So
matter.
Even in first row, you couldn't read it?
No. If it's like,
okay,
like a desk's length past me, it's kind of a strain. So, couldn't really see.
Wait, did all of you have classes that had rows of tables? None of you had like islands of tables?
A little bit both.
Rows.
So,
wow.
Like all of my entire school thingy, there would just be like usually sets of 2 tables all pointing in the same direction.
We didn't have that. Well, I mean, we did in some, like, especially science, right? Because you have the benches set up with all, like, the Bunsen burners and shit like that. So those were in rows. But, like, almost every other class had a mixture of, like, here's, like, a couple of tables put together. Nobody had, like, individual desks, right? So you'd always share a table with somebody else, at least 2 people. But then they would put, like, 2 of those tables together so that you had 4 kids, 2 of you looking at another set of 2 kids. So we had little islands.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like,
We only had that in the first 4 years.
That is literally the same. Like when we were babies.
When they were still trying to build communities, you know? And after that, it was the same tables or the same concept of tables, but they're put into rows. It wasn't that we like just had like a the typical uni rows or whatever the fuck they're called that you couldn't move, but it was like movable tables, and we would always, most of the classes would put them in rows, but sometimes depending on what we were doing, like if we were having like social classes or whatever where we were supposed to discuss, then sometimes we would push the tables around so we would look at, like, we have a U shape across the entire class, so we would like have a. So it was almost like a circle, but it was a square.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, we rarely had rows. Like, I think the only other class might have been English, or specifically English literature with one teacher. And he loved literature. He loved books. He loved like Shakespeare and stuff. And he was so passionate about it that like he would do like the body actions when he's reading a book and he's reading Shakespeare. And I remember he was partway through reading a speech from Hamlet, I think it was. And he got so excited. He was getting so like over like active with it. He almost choked on the chewing gum he was chewing. And he just had to basically spit it out, and it bounced across the desks and landed right in front of my best mate. He was sitting next to the left of me. And it was just like, oh, dude, that's horrific.
And that's why you don't chew gum in class.
That's why teachers should not chew gum in class.
Is that what happened to Shakespeare?
In Shakespeare? Are you kidding me? It's just wild. No, most of our classes, we always had like tables together, but also the classes were used for like multiple teachers, multiple like, different lessons and stuff. So like the table, it would never the same arrangement when you walk back into a classroom. And it was usually like islands. Wild. Desks are wild. Sorry, straight rows are wild to me. Just
yeah.
I thought it was just in the movies, man. Weird. All right. It's me again, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's you.
It's me again. All right. My second memory. Or my second moment, I guess. I had to cheat a little bit. This is in college, which for me was actually the same school as my high school, because we had a college attached. And when I say a college attached, there were basically 3 extra rooms that only the sixth formers were allowed to go into, but we still used the rest of the school for all of our other lessons. So that was just, I count it as school because it's in the same building. So I must have been 18. And I was doing drama, and it was our final, one of our final exams. So we had one exam, which was a scripted piece, and we had to perform that flawlessly. And I did really good. This is where I developed my totally real American accent. So I had that. Very, very good. I flubbed a line because the guy that I ran onto stage with made me laugh before we went on. I had no memory what was coming up. So I flubbed that, but I still got an A, almost full marks. We had a theoretical thing we had to write, which was the typical exam, sit down, write, answer, move away. But then we always had an improvised piece, which is a bit of a cheat because the improvised piece, we still had to write a script for. We just had to make the entire play up on our own. And we were a group of 4 women and 2 dudes, I think it was. And we decided to set our improvised play in a Victorian mental asylum. And I played a bipolar girl who was the only one who was actually, by our modern standards, meant to be there. She was completely off the rails. Everyone else was in there for things like, typical of the Victorian era of asylums, of like in for hysteria. Exactly, hysteria. Hysteria. We put a little one of the characters in because she thought she had visions. One of them was in because she loved sex, and one of them was a suffragette. So she was on like a hunger starvation thing. And yeah, we basically developed this play kind of explaining who all the characters are. There's like a little narrative thing that we did where like one of the characters goes through like something massive while at the asylum. We had like the guys playing the orderlies and the doctor, because obviously the doctor could only be male back then. So we went through this whole thing. And at the very end of the play, my character, who's just been awake the entire time. So we had nighttime scenes. I was the only one active on every single scene we had. We had to constantly act like the whole 40 minutes because that was our bit. Like you could see the entire ward all the time. And one of the suffragette characters, the one that had been on hunger starvation, she decided to break. She decided actually she didn't want to die here in the asylum, surrounded by all these crazy ladies. She wanted to eat. She was desperate, and my character killed her. Just like, you're going to be a martyr, and your death is going to be far more worth than you living. So I smother her with a pillow.
That's 2 people now. 2 people in this call did plays in school where people died. And maybe it was just like the Korn t-shirts and the Slipknot t-shirts. But I feel like if I did that, my parents would have got a phone call about like, hey, Neil came up with something disturbing today.
See, the hilarity is that my parents didn't often come for school stuff, and this was the one play I did at school they decided to come see, which was me dressed in like a white jacket with like my hair tied up, eating plants on the stage, like grabbing the dried ones, just eating them on stage, acting like a complete lunatic, and
crazy.
then I
was
someone.
crazy once.
I'm
they put me
literally
in
the
a room,
only
a rubber
crazy
room,
person in the
full of
asylum.
rats, and rats make me crazy. Crazy. I was crazy once. They put me in a rubber room full of rats, and rats make me crazy. Crazy. I was crazy once.
But yeah, like it was. I don't know. It was such a weird and wild story that we told. It made sense. We were a really close knit drama group. Like we were friends outside of drama as well. And yeah, it's just one of my weirdly favorite memories is just playing this character and being constantly acting, unlike everybody else who got to pretend to go to sleep for like a third of the play. And I was just there lying on the floor because my character didn't sleep on a bed. She was crazy. So like it was just super weird. And I had a lot of fun and I got to kill someone.
Crazy.
So, yeah,
I
it
was crazy
good.
once.
But yeah, like we all came away with top marks. Like we only had like 1 or 2 dropped marks across like the whole class that performed for that. So yeah, it was one of my favorites. And we got like a DVD that had the play on it, like recorded from beginning to end.
Show us the DVD.
Now that's the thing, my friend Kessler. I had that DVD, and
Reenacted.
before I left the UK, I decided to check if that DVD still even worked. It didn't. The data on my
DVD
copy was
wrong.
corrupted. And I'm really annoyed because I'm genuinely proud of that play. Like, we did a great job. I will probably cringe at how bad it is when if we ever got like a copy of it. But, you know, I enjoyed it. I loved the process of like creating these characters. I loved our back and forth. I loved our final performance. It was like really good and like really funny, really moving, really emotional. And yeah, it was great. It was one of my favorite memories from school. Yeah, that's me.
Contact the other people that were in the play if they have a DVD. That's the word.
You have to do it.
We need to see this.
Kessler's gonna get you both a picture and a video. You at least have to try to send a message.
They already have it, and I don't know anyone from school anymore.
What do you mean they have already? You started a sentence there. What was that?
Kessler already has the video, and I don't have the DVD anymore, and it didn't work when I did it.
So just send the message.
But I'm friends with barely anyone from that class anymore. You know, everyone went off to
barely
university and
anyone.
stuff.
That means some you are still friends with.
I do. You are correct in that phrasing. And if you are listening to our show, you know who you are. And if you have a copy of that DVD, that would be amazing. Nailed it. I feel like I've done it.
I think none of the 20 people who listen to us are your friends from fucking art school.
I didn't do art school. It was a school. Like, so when we went to college, when we did college, we picked like 3 or 4 subjects, and I picked 4 because I didn't want to go to work. So I picked 4 subjects. I did history, I did English literature because the English language was denied to us. I did drama, and I did law. But law, everybody failed, so I had to pick up media studies in my second year.
I really do like the dark, I don't even know what to call it, like the twist of the story. The bipolar lady, like basically deciding, you know what? No, your convictions are worth it, and you are going to die for them. Like, it's a
basically, her death would do better for everyone in this asylum and all the women here. It would do much. We would all be doing better if she died. And she came in saying she was going to do this great thing, and to chicken out now would be the worst.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a funny idea. It's weirdly fun. Like, it's not funny. Like, this is something I would expect to see in like a good horror movie, like a good psychological thriller movie, where you have like all these characters and all these different ideals, and it's the perfect kind of weird ending where you're left with like a wait, that was bad, right? Like,
it was bad that there was a murder, but like, women couldn't vote.
So I'm hearing a new Blighthouse audio drama reenactment of that.
I
script.
genuinely keep going back to it in my mind. Like, I know these characters because, like, in my mind, I'm lying on the floor and I know who's up raised on the bed next to me. I know who's in, like, the office drama, like, office that was in there because it was attached to the performance area. Like, I know the nurse who's in there. I know the doctor. I know the orderly. I know everyone in this weird little theatre. I'm like, I do want to do it, but I really shit at scripting.
I think it's a fun idea.
Yeah,
Do it.
It
Do
would
the thing.
it would require a lot of research because if I was like, obviously we didn't research a lot. We were like teenagers and only had a certain amount of time each week to like do this. I would want to do so much research to make this good and not be like hand wavy, disrespectful, unless we're going to do it in the same kind of like, yeah, it's an A2 drama piece. You get what you're given. Like, I don't want to do that. I'd want to do it properly. And guys, I'm already doing TLD and Kino and Sprouting, and then my idea for the and then we have our secret project coming up. I can't. There's no more room in here, guys.
You're not doing it today. Just a fun idea.
I know. I'll put it upon the altar of content, and we'll figure out if we can ever do something this dumb.
All right.
But yeah, it's one of my favorite memories. It's something that will like stick with me for like a long time. I enjoyed it. Yeah. There we go. That's me. All right, Kesir, you're at the top. First on the first spot.
Yeah. I only remembered this earlier today. I didn't want to like fill all my slots with stuff I did like in art school because it was just one class. But when I finished my what's it called? Not my apprenticeship. When I finished my apprenticeship, so over here our system is like you do dual apprenticeship where you do most of your time at a workplace, where you learn to do the trade and like just things you need to do. But you also have like 1 day each week in where you need to go to school, where you learn like a theoretical side of your job. And when you finish your 3 years of apprenticeship, which is like mandatory here in Germany, you like for our work, because I did media design or like, I don't know what's it called in English, graphic design, I guess.
Yeah.
Because it is a very, like, it used to be based on printer stuff. And printers are artisanal work. They do a traditional sending off ceremony at the end of when you finish the class, and for printers that is something called Gautschen, which used to be a thing where they would throw the people who passed the class into a bucket of water that was used to when you when you're sifting papers, when you're making papers, you have like this frame that you put into water and you sift it out. You would throw the printers that finished their apprenticeship into that bucket of water.
Okay. Okay.
And but since our job has evolved since then, they just pour like water on top of you because they don't have those buckets of water anymore since we're not printers. So they just put they sit you in a row and they just put a bucket of water over your head and they just basically water you.
They're doing an ice bucket challenge without the ice.
Yeah.
Is the water that was used for the printing not like full of fiber, I guess? Like
I guess fiber and what's it called? The glue thingy stuff to put the paper together. I don't think they used that for the printers back in the day, but like the tradition persisted. It was just a bucket full of water, but they would like everyone got thrown into there. And you had like the option to be either get pushed into there or like have 4 people throw you in there. But for us, it was just, get thrown a bucket of water in there because they tried to keep the tradition alive, which is nice because like all the artisanal jobs here in Germany, they all have a traditional way of like getting sent off into the real world. And for me, that was just because I had like really struggled to find a job back then to like find a job in general, and find a job as a graphics designer in particular was particularly hard for me. It took like 3 years for me to find a job. And so for me, that moment of getting gouged, it was really like, it was the moment I realized, like, yep, school is done for me. I'm never going back to school. And I'm finally done with all the struggles for the last almost 7 years because of 3 years of struggling to find a work, 3 years of doing the apprenticeship. And it was just ending for me. And like, even in the time before I started my apprenticeship and the time after last school, like after the art school ended, that was 2 or 3 years. That was time I didn't spend at school, so I had to go back to school when I had started my apprenticeship. I was like, I thought I was done with this shit. But no, it wasn't. But then, at that point, I was done with school. I was so fucking happy.
Bring on the bucket.
Half of when you're talking about this sounds like ceremony, and then half of it sounds like they're going to expect to see it on a resume, like, did you get the baptism? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was literally like a graphic design baptism at the age of 20-ish, I guess.
What's it called? Like exposure allergy? Like one of the tests is they just put the glue on you, and if you're not allergic to it, then you haven't been baptized. You haven't been made allergic to it.
The truth is, I haven't heard of the tradition until like my last year of that apprenticeship.
They made it up.
I wasn't aware they were going to do that.
Are you sure you didn't get gaslit into thinking like that it was okay so that they could do a mean prank? Are you sure?
Well, I had to look it up. And it is actually rooted in printer artisanal crafting stuff.
That's very cool. Electricians don't shock each other as a hurrah. So.
What?
Yep.
If you can't stand house electricity, get out being an electrician.
we make the it's called the suicide claw. It's when you have nail claws on both sides and you plug it into the wall and you have like genuinely like house electricity. They call it suicide claws. I bet you that would be the kind of electrician. Like you make a suicide claw and you shock yourself with it.
When you're a musician, you have someone come up and blast their horn in your ear right behind you. It's great.
You play Freebird on whatever instrument you're on.
You have to do Freebird on a triangle.
Yeah. It's to make sure that you can't take that skill out of the school and use it in the real world because now you're deaf. Good thing I learned sign language.
Now you can sign the music you're making. Yay! And since you're only using the ABC, you can actually use it to sign the notes.
You can do chords because you have to stop.
Fuck.
So we didn't do anything from mechanical engineering. Like you, I also did an apprenticeship. But I was 22 when I started my apprenticeship, and I just turned 23 like a month or two after we started, which made my bosses very angry because it meant they had to pay my whole fee rather than getting part of refunded by the government. And yeah, we did one day a week at school, and then we did the rest of the time at work. So that was like very similar for us too. But when we finished our like 3 years with work, what we got was our not apprenticeship contract that we had to go to the office and sign. And then we were given a digital caliper, which had measure twice, cut once engraved on the box. And that was it. It was literally not ceremonial at all. I rocked up to HR's human resources office. I walked in. They were like, oh, sit down. I'm like, oh, shit, what have I done? What have I done? I've annoyed someone, haven't I? She's like, no. Here's your paperwork. I sign it. She's like, oh, and here's your presentation box. And I was like, oh, cool. All right, go back to work. I guess I will then.
That's so dumb. You know when the company was created, this was like something that the owner wanted to do. Yeah. And then, like, company just grows.
So we were the first apprentices that had been taken into that company. The company had been around for like 40 years at that point, I think. And we were the first apprentices that went into that. The idea of getting us digital calipers, which are really expensive, by the way, it was a really nice one that they got us. That was actually the idea. That was the idea of one of our mentors. We had 4 key mentors, one of them in quality control. And the quality control guy was a lovely man named and I will never forget him. He was an incredible human being. He taught me basically everything about the art form of measuring stuff and being a quality control expert. And he used to live not far from my house, so sometimes I drive him home. It was his idea to get us that. Otherwise, we would just gotten our contracts and that was it. So I'm forever grateful for Alan. Good human being. I also rode a motorbike, so I adored him even more. Yeah, we had no passing out ceremony, no pranks, literally nothing. It was like that was it. That's all we did. It was terrible.
When I graduated as an electrician, I got a pat on the back from a coworker.
It's something.
Yep.
Yeah, you worked hard for that.
And when I graduated as a master, I told nobody.
You told no one, yes.
It was none of their business. That was a grown-ass man finishing a job he should have finished a long time ago.
Well, you worked incredibly hard on it. I was very proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing but love in this room. So that's it. Done with school. You're not taking any more pushing forward?
No.
Good.
Nope. No more. I don't want to see that shit ever again.
I know.
If I want to learn something, there's YouTube.
Yeah, true.
I mean, yeah, what's the solution to almost any practical jobs these days? Like, you go to school, you learn the theory, but in the real world, you learn from Reddit and YouTube.
Yeah. And I learned, it's so much more efficient because you can learn, you need to have a passion for learning something from yourself on your own time. And then, you can find something specific to a problem that you're working with on the internet much better than in class, because in class, usually the teachers either don't have the answer or they are not interested to have a one-on-one with you to figure out this problem, because most of them are just like,
they're not
I'm just
teaching
doing
you problem-solving skills on the topic. They're teaching you
your
specifics.
basics.
Yeah. They have the what's it called, the curriculum or something. They have the class mapped out, and they're going after they're working over this. This is a sheet, a checklist that they need to tick off.
Yep.
And once they teach you something, they're not ready to go back and teach you something in detail ever again.
No. We were really lucky with our engineering teachers. I mean, definitely true of my college teachers. Once we pass it, nobody gives a shit. Have you done your course? Great, move on. We were really lucky that in our mechanical class, some of the teachers that we had, and I would say some of them, that if we had a problem we came up at work, we could talk to them about it, because they were also at some point professionals in the industry. I think there was only one teacher that hadn't actually been active in engineering, who was an interesting human being who taught business studies. And I think it was actually just a business studies retreat session where we learned about trust exercises and who we would order the kill order in a hostage situation. He was a shit teacher. We all did very badly in business. So it was pretty rough. But the rest of our teachers were really good, and that we could be hey, I need to mill this piece. How do I do it? They were really good because, they were fascinated by the subject that they taught. They weren't just teachers. I think that's really important if you're going to go into a trade. Yeah, a trade, be it a graphic artist or more mechanical. You actually know what you're doing and you've done it. There's a big difference in the skills of teachers. All right, Neil, what have you got?
He's singing.
One of my favorite memories of school was not going to school when Halo came out, because everyone else did it, and it made the news. Everyone talked about how no one went to school that day, and yep, I did not go. I had aliens to kill, so I did that instead. Halo 3 was so good. You have all your alien friends. Master Chef is there.
You go, Halo, you use the Halo to shoot the aliens.
You shoot the aliens.
You're on the Halo,
So
right?
was that a worldwide phenomenon?
I remember seeing like news articles about it. So like, but I'm mired in American fucking media, so.
I probably.
Because I've never heard of it, so I'm not sure. I've never played Halo. So when did this come out? Like
2000.
roughly the year?
2000. No, I think it was 7 or 8.
For the love of God, let it be 2006.
No, not 2006. I'm like 18.
Neil would have mentioned that in the episode.
You're talking
2007.
Halo 3, right?
Okay, that was
Yeah.
way before the internet was accessible constantly on your phone.
Yeah.
No, I remember there were like a bunch of news articles about Halo when, like, at some point where the news were like Microsoft has collected like the amount of hours played of Halo, and it is the equivalent of 3,000 human years. And people were like,
Everyone skipped school.
"Fuck,
Everyone
remember these
skipped
bad
school.
video games."
No one showed up to school. My mom is a teacher. She drove me to pick the game up.
I was going to
While
ask,
I was
how did you
supposed to
get
be at
away
school.
with that?
Mommy, I have the black lung.
I clearly didn't. I was clearly just going to skip school to play Halo. Everyone was doing it. No, it did make the news, though. So many people skipped. No one went to fucking school that day. It's kind of hilarious.
I only skipped school once for a video game, and that's because I wanted to do the achievement for Dead Rising 1, which requires you playing almost non-stop for 7 hours.
What?
And I was just like, fuck it, I'm just skipping school tomorrow because it's the last achievement I need.
But 7 hours isn't that undoable, is it?
No, it's not undoable. It's just like going to school, coming home. I'd be coming home around 4, so I'd have to play until like past midnight while in an apartment with my cousin. So I didn't exactly have a TV of my own at that point.
No.
So he went to work, and I went to video games.
I don't think I have ever skipped school or work for a video game, but I did book a week and a half off when Fallout 4 came out. And one of my co-workers, because like the company I was working at the time, we had 4 weeks holiday, and 2 of them were mandatory taken in August. So I really had like 2 weeks of holiday. And he questioned my sanity in wanting to book 2 weeks off almost to play a video game. He's like, I'm going to go somewhere nice. Yeah, I'm going to play Fallout 4. You're going to play a video game on your time off? Yes. You're not going to go anywhere? No. No, I am not. I am strapping in and I'm playing Fallout 4. I would never dream of skipping school for video games. That's wild.
I don't think I've done it either, but I wasn't much into like I think the most I was playing back in the day was like online games like Ragnarok Online and WoW.
I mean, you know what school wasn't going to teach me that day, though? The fate of the universe. You know?
They were just going over World War II for the 317th
It wasn't
time.
going to teach me about alien politics.
You weren't going to learn what Master Chef's name was?
Well,
I don't know when
what's-
that happened.
Master Chef.
Master Chef,
Chef.
like his real name.
John Halo.
John Mailer.
Cook.
Spoiler, though.
His real name is obviously not Master Chef. It's John Halo.
It's Sierra 117.
Is that one of the codes in the game?
I don't know. I think that's his number or whatever.
Oh, okay.
I think it's quite telling that one of our number one spots is not being at school.
Yeah.
Or for me, is it's leaving school
ending
forever.
school.
Yeah. Okay, so we're sensing a theme here, Athel. So you know what you've got to go for.
Don't disappoint us.
Don't
I'm
disappoint, Athel.
My intention is to disappoint.
Did you understand the assignment?
Yes, the assignment is to disappoint.
No bummers. No bummers.
Quick honorable mention, just because me and V were talking about it, and she tried really hard to help me remember memories, and I feel like I need to give it an honorable mention. And it's honorable because I wasn't at school. It was my single day doing like trying to work at a business thing. What did you guys call it?
Work experience.
Work experience. I did it at the Icelandic radio broadcast and video broadcast, but I was not let into the video broadcast area. That is full of expensive shit. So yeah, I spent a day at the radio broadcast thing where I got to see all the cool audio equipment, all the cool machines. They told me about the broadcasting system. They told me about like all the things, and it was very cool, and I enjoyed that. But that's just an honorable mention. My number one memory is one I couldn't remember until I sat in this chair 5 minutes ago, or at this point, like 2 hours ago. I was desperately trying to remember memories of school. And I have this ghostly memory, but I know it's real. Like between the ages of 6 and 10, at one point during the year, probably close to summer vacation, all the kids would go and they would like dress up the classrooms. You would draw pictures and print out photographs, and you would just decorate the classrooms, often with themes or ideas. And then for an entire day, you just got to walk around the classrooms in the school, and your parents were allowed to come as well. And it was just an open day where all the kids were just walking around. And then outside, we would play like simple little sports, and you were optionally allowed to join sports. So if you wanted to join sports, you could. And if you didn't want to, you didn't have to. And you got these little pieces of papers, the little slips of paper. And the slips of paper said hot dog and cola, or pilsa and Coke. And you could take that to the person that was grilling, which was literally just one of the teachers. And they would give you a hot dog if you gave them the hot dog ticket. And they would give you a cola if you gave them a cola ticket. And if your parents were rich, you were allowed to buy extras. But everybody got one at least, one of each, which was very nice. And I just have this like ghostly memory of just walking around the school, eating a hot dog and drinking this tiny little can of Coke, which was huge in my little baby hands, and looking at what everybody else was doing and all the little classrooms and seeing areas of the school I wasn't allowed to into yet because I was too young. Like when you go up in grades, you would go to different areas of the school. And yeah, it was just cool. And I just have this like very faint memory of doing that like 2 or 3 times.
That's adorable.
Yeah. That's my number one memory.
Baby Aethor.
Chubby little baby Aethor. Probably wearing
Chubby little baby Aethor.
wearing his green shirt. I am weirdly often in a green shirt in my baby pictures.
Your parents only had one.
Maybe, genuinely maybe.
That fit you.
Yeah.
That's so adorable. The tiny little Coke can. And probably will be a giant hot dog. Just, oh, that's so cute.
It's like cinema day, but outside of cinema.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, I don't know what the idea of this was, but it was just a day off where like the kids were allowed to walk around. It was just very fun.
Yeah, we had them too. Like sometimes they would just like people in class would sell either something they food like waffles or whatever, or they would sell like crafts they made either in class or at home. Like there would be something that every class would be doing.
Yeah, we would have like little like fete days, I guess, where like, you know, kind of like bake sales or some shit, where like, yeah, like parents would turn up with like cakes, or they would turn up with things that you could buy from like each class and raise like a tiny little bit of money for school for whatever dumb thing they wanted. Yeah, we had that, but it wasn't very often. I don't even think we did that once a year. I think obviously we're trying to raise money for something very specific, and I have no idea what it was because I was like 9 or 10. Yeah, I remember we had something like that, but not in our high school for sure. Like our high school, like zip. You went for Parents' Day and that was it. Aw, cute baby Aethel. All right. My top spot. I'm going to do my honorable mentions. I have an honorable mention for when I was in college, and I was doing media studies, which was my second year, so I must have been 18. I was one of the few people at school who could pull off one of those very stereotypical movie screams. And I went into the corridor, and one of the guys who was filming that night was like, okay, so I just need to record the audio of a scream. So I'm going to grab my camera. I'm going to point the microphone at you. Just scream when you're ready. And we were in the corridor, and he count down 3, 2, 1. And I let out the most ear-splitting, movie-perfect scream you'd ever heard. And what I didn't realise at the time is that the assistant head teacher's office was at the door opposite where I was screaming. And I didn't know that he was in there with a student and a police officer.
Oh, no.
So that was highly embarrassing.
Did you hide under the table?
I didn't know, but I was incredibly red in the face as this poor police lady came like running out, like grabbing her radio. I'm like, it's just a movie. It's just a thing. It's like, you need to warn people. I'm like, I didn't know you were there. It's like 6 p.m. No one should be here. So yeah, that was just highly embarrassing. It's the same assistant head teacher. He was the same guy that made us all fail our law class. So you know what? Fuck him. So that's an honourable mention. My other honourable mention has to go to my nephews and nieces who are at the same school as me, high school and college, because they made that place bearable at times. And it was always funny messing with our teachers because they did not believe that I was then auntie to people in the same year as me and the year below and the year below that and the year below that. And ironically, when I was in college, also the year below that. So 5 years where there was someone from my family in every year. It was fun and it was hilarious being with them. But my top spot comes from a parent-teacher night. It was quite traditional. My parents didn't go to parent-teacher night, but I was one of those weirdo kids when the teacher's like, hey, we need like students to help parents around the school and stuff. Does anyone want to do it? And I'm always like, yeah, I'll do it. Any chance to not be at home, sir? Please let me come. And I got free tea and coffee. It was great. And biscuits, which were great. And an extra ticket for the canteens. We got a little bit extra food. So I did that, and it was my parent-teacher night. It was my year group. So I made the arrangements to go see all my teachers myself and get their report to me so I could figure out how to do the class better. And the second teacher I went to was an incredible woman named Miss Horrocks. And so she was my maths teacher and also my statistics teacher.
She's not the bad guy in the story. A woman named Mrs. Horrocks.
Horrocks. Yes.
That is a bad character's name if I've ever heard anything.
Her name was also Helen, so, you know. She's a great teacher. She was a great teacher. She actually came to my house once when I was really sick because I needed to finish my statistics homework, and I had been at school for like a week or more, and she just wanted to check I was okay and to help me like get caught up. Like, she was an amazing woman. Anyway, so there I'm sitting at this desk, and she's on the other side, and she pulls out like her diary where she has like the names of everyone and what she needs to say about the kid. And she looks at me, and looks up and looks at notes, looks back at me, is like, closes her book, puts it to one side, and then we talk about my attendance. This is my last year at school. And I was considered a danger student because I had less than 80% attendance, which means you're most likely to fail all your classes. I was acing them. I was at B's and A's. So we start talking, and she had been to my house and she'd seen the state my parents were in. And she basically did not once speak to me about how I was progressing in maths or statistics. We basically had a conversation that boiled down to a phrase that I repeat in my brain quite often to remind myself to stay sane. And it is, you cannot save the world until you save yourself. She basically told me I was taking on too much. I was doing too much at home. I was doing too much at school. I was doing too much with everything else that was going on. And it's okay to say it's not okay. And it's okay to remember that if you fall to pieces because you're doing too much for everyone else, you can't ever help them. Like, if you fall down flat on your face next year because you are overworked, overstressed, over anxious, because you're so depressed that, you know, you do the terrible thing, you can't help anyone. So you have to help yourself first. You cannot be an island for everyone without sinking. I didn't attend the rest of my talks with the rest of my teachers. I walked home and cried the whole way. But it is conversation that sticks in the back of my brain whenever I start circling a weird, dark little drain. She's an incredible teacher, and I think at that moment she probably taught me more than anything else she taught in any of her other classes. So, yeah, that's one of my top moments. Sad, but, like, needed. So, yeah.
Aww.
That's my top moment. Nothing to do with school, really.
That's brutal, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it is connected to your school in some way.
Yeah, she
Happened on
was
school
also just
grounds.
like genuinely a really good teacher. Like she was like incredibly proficient in maths and statistics and all this stuff. And she went out of her way to teach, bright kids more stuff. She just, just was there. And yeah, like she came to my house that one time, saw how sick I was, and saw my parents and my brother, and met some of my other siblings when they came in with their kids. And I think that poor teacher left the house like, holy shit, this kid's in trouble. So yeah, she's a good human. If by any chance she hears this, she knows who she is. Much appreciation, making me a vaguely stable adult. I say vaguely stable, like I still wobbles, but we're good.
Just find her on Facebook, send her a link to the episode. No commentary.
Just a spam link to her. She's like, what the fuck is this shit? What are these coloured avatars here? Blue and purple? What the fuck is this shit?
She has to listen to 3 hours of us just rambling about school stuff before she gets to this moment.
Yeah, and this is probably where the most embarrassing thing is. I probably got her name wrong too, because I know she got married. I don't know what she changed her name to. I
That's
think she
not
ended up
on
teaching
you.
at like a university. The thing is, I don't even remember her maiden name that well either. So, yeah. So yeah, that's my top moment. That's me. That's all my honorable mentions out of the way. This is all me done. Does anyone else have any other honorable mentions?
I have two.
I just
Yes.
want to
Actually.
mention a real quick thing.
Yeah.
I remember when you said that phrase to me for the first time.
Yeah.
We were chatting about like inequality, about injustice, and how the world is unfair. And I quoted a song I'd heard, was listening, which had the line, "You can't save your community if you can't pay your bills." And you looked me straight in the eyes and you said, "You can't save the world if you can't save yourself."
Yeah.
I remember this. It's a very, very strong sentence. But sorry, go ahead,
Yes.
Gifford.
Aw. I have two honorable mentions. One didn't exactly involve me per se, but it involved my school. And it was, so when I was in, I went to an all-girls school at some point, which was led by nuns. And the two students from a parallel class went on to be on a TV show called Wetten, das, which is like, I think, like the biggest German entertainment show that's been like running for a long time, where people go to show a weird skill they have, and they make a claim. They say like, "Hey, I bet that I can do X and X." And in a specific time, or like with my eyes closed or whatever, and then they go on the show and prove that they can do it. And those two students from my parallel class went there and they said, "Hey, we bet that we can figure out, I think, 10 pacifiers by putting them in a mouse blindfolded." For whatever reason, and they actually made it. And because they for like on the show they always do like 5 or 6 contestants, and like they make like a king of the episode kind of thing at the end, where the audience votes which one they thought was the best executed bet. And because they were the youngest on that show, I think they got voted to be the king of the episode. I don't remember what it was called, but like they were largely celebrated. Like the entire school, they just celebrated them, and they were like throwing like buckets of pacifiers into the school hallway. Like the nuns were running around with like pacifiers around their neck for an entire week after that. It was an entire thing. And yeah, that felt nice. That felt like our school usually, because it was an all-girl school and it was like in a cloister, like it always got like the butt end of the stick, like among the schools in the city. So like that felt nice because everyone was celebrating us and our school. Yeah, that was one of the moments. And the other one was, again, from the art school when we were doing the internal internship thingies, when at some point we were supposed to make something out of paper mache, like an everyday item that we have, and like do it in like groups of 2s or something, or 3s, I don't remember. But like me pulled out a little cigarette casket she had in the shape of a coffin. And she's like, this is a household item. Let's make this out of paper mache. And we made a life-sized coffin out of paper mache, which she later took home and she used as a guest bed.
That is wild.
So every time someone was just sleeping over at her place, they got to sleep in the coffin made of paper mache.
That is so weird. I love it.
She later became an undertaker, and she had someone made a bed for her out of wood, like a bed shaped like a coffin out of wood, so she could have, like, because the other one, the paper mache was just for guests, so she had one made out of wood for herself.
Isn't paper mache
so cool.
super brittle?
Paper mache. I think it had wiring in it to give it that stabilization.
Yeah. I don't know anything about paper mache.
Yeah, if you just make a thin layer, like if it's just the walls, it's super brittle. Yeah. But like I don't remember if it was like wire or like wood. We put something in there to make it hold. I don't remember what it was though.
I was chuckling to myself earlier when you went like, oh yeah, like in my school we had like classes like goldsmithing and paper macheing, and it was just like like rich kids. The rest, like, there was such a gap between those two. It got a chuckle out of me.
Some of these things are not like the others.
Yeah, I was just trying to say, like, we did like a bunch of different crafts, and paper mache was one of them.
100%.
It's amazing. Any more for any more?
So I should not have graduated high school.
No, Neil.
Because
you should absolutely have graduated. Don't shine your light under the bushel.
There is a class that was required that I did not take because it fell under the schedule block at the same time as band. And for some reason, the two teachers just kind of decided that we'll just mark it as complete.
You fucker.
And that class was speech. So I did not have to do speech class. And I like that a lot. I like that I did not have to do that.
So it's official. Neil never learned how to speak.
So that's why I'm bad at public speaking. And
instead, he learned how to speak in sign language.
Yeah, better at sign language and journalism. I also remember this teacher in that school. He was notoriously controversial. It had many instances of varying controversy. And he was God, what did he teach? It was some kind of history something, but specifically like we went over like current events a lot too. So I'm trying to like get the specific name of it, but I'm never going to think of it. Anyways, we would have to bring in pretty much every day something from the news to just go over in class. It was just like you have to write a paragraph about something you saw in the news, you know, because it was just a class about history and journalism, I guess. But he a couple times when something would happen where someone would commit a crime where a bomb was somewhere or someone blew up a plane or something, he would say stuff like, and it's shocking when it happens because you know that he was an older man. He had no filter. He had strong opinions. But he would say things like, and not many people know that it's really easy to make an explosive like that. All you need is this. And he would name the chemicals to a bunch of kids. Mm-hmm. And it's like, dude, I'm pretty sure there's a reason why CNN didn't tell us that. Mm-hmm. Come on, dude. It's just like a bunch of stuff like that. Like he just constantly talked himself. He would say things that just was so extra and shouldn't be said, whether it was opinionated or just like, I happen to know how they committed a terrorism. and this is the chemical they use. No, he was a crazy person.
I think he was setting the like, this was like him not talking to you, he was talking to the listeners. It was like, in case you've ever fired me, just know I know how to make a bomb. I know how to... You guys think I'm volatile? You're right.
Oh, he didn't. He obviously, like he rode the line. He didn't lose his job. He didn't do anything like crazy, but he did just talk a bit too much about current events, which sometimes you have to filter for young people. So, you know.
Absolutely.
All right, I guess that's us coming to the end of moments from school. And they weren't all bummers, guys.
Whoa.
We did it.
Yeah, no bummers.
Woo!
Hey, we did it.
We did it. This was genuinely a tough one, but I think we managed to pull this one off. So good job, y'all. All right, I think that means that the next victim is going to be Neil.
Ooh.
So you're responsible for the next topic. I'm giving up the whole idea that I'm rolling dice. You all seem really unhappy about it. And after the experimental season 3, where like you guys were so brutally honest, I feel like we aren't pretending anymore. So it's you next, Neil. I'm
keeping those letters you guys sent to her, like in case we ever need to go to court about some of that shit. That was rude as fuck.
No, that's part of the experimental season. We did an episode entirely by post.
It's like a game of telephones.
Yeah, basically.
But as a podcast.
We recorded our audio onto like cassettes and sent that onto...
Found footage. But it's a talk show.
This episode's going to be sign language, but not real sign language. Just spoken out and spelled out in the alphabet extremely slowly. It's about 7 hours.
Really easy to edit the audio of, though.
We're not putting any subtitles on it. Don't wait for it.
So it's basically just a script to the B movie.
Thank you all so much for listening. We will see you next time when Neil will decide a topic. And yeah, thank you all so much for listening, and we'll see you soon.
Okay, thanks, bye.
Hey, this is Cass here. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of 4 Top 3s. You might ask yourself why I picked such a topic. It's because it's currently very topical for me in real life. I'm reconnecting to old friends from the art class that I referenced a lot in this episode. It made me realize how much fun I had in that class. Did you have any fun moments from school that you would like to share? Share them with us in the Discord. We have a dedicated channel just for 4 Top 3 stuff. So come to the Discord, share your favorite school moments with us. We would love to hear any fun moments you had in school. If you're interested in seeing the video that I referenced in this episode, I found the file of that, and I will bother V or Neil to upload that to our patrons. If you want to watch it, go to Patreon. Stay tuned for the next episode. Next topic is gonna be one of Neil's. I'm excited to find out what he has selected for us, aren't you? Anyway, you're about to hear an ad for Tabletop Tunes. Until next time, bye!
Welcome to the Table Players. This session, we find ourselves in the recording studio for Tabletop Tunes, the improvised musical RPG.
Can Greg do an investigation check to learn more about this podcast?
Yeah, for sure.
That's an 18.
Ooh, okay. With an 18, you know this is a brand new podcast hosted by Gabe,
Sean,
Greg,
and Mary Lou. Each week, we invite a guest to join us on an epic episodic journey where the players are just as likely to roll initiative as they are to break into song.
That's right. Tabletop Tunes is both an actual play RPG podcast and a musical improv podcast.
It's 2 for 1. And we've had incredible guests like Rashawn Scott,
I'm either going to hit this note or I'm going to piss myself.
Chris Grace,
I'd like to roll for Jay Leno's TV ratings for the competing episode of this.
yes, please, Giovanni,
I hate the improv. I hate how many times I have to hear a chorus.
Zach Reno,
No, I'm 100% sure that this mouse is not a follower of Christ.
come on over to Tabletop Tunes, available wherever you get your podcasts.
And we'll see you at the table.